Okay, so I've got two fantastic keyboards for a review comparison here today. One from Logitech, the MX Mechanical Mini, and the other is from Keychron, it's the K3 Pro, and they're both fantastic. They're both low-profile mechanical keyboards, and we're gonna talk about things like the similarities, the differences, and why does the Logitech keyboard cost so much more than the K3 Pro when they're both stacked with awesome features. And hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have a better idea of which one is sort of better suited for you. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna make you watch the whole video. I'm gonna start with the conclusion. It's not gonna be great for the YouTube algorithm, but I don't really care. In the interest of your time, here it is. So why is the Logitech more expensive? Well, I'd say you're paying extra money for things like the more premium build quality. You've got the aluminum deck, you've got the auto sense backlighting, which is a really nice feature, and the fantastic Logi Options software with those smart actions. I think that's where the extra price comes in. But the Keychron is no slouch either. It's a fantastic product. You've got the hot swappable switches, the oil-free double-shot BBT keycaps, and the slightly firmer key switches. Well, that's it. That's the conclusion. If that's enough for you, fantastic. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, or stick around for just a little bit longer and enjoy a very thorough review of each of these keyboards, the Keychron K3 Pro and the Logitech MX Mechanical. Okay, let's start with the similarities. Both are a 75% layout with low-profile mechanical switches offering red, brown, and blue switch variants. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. I've got a really detailed, in-depth video which describes each switch and its characteristic. I'll post that video in the link description, so after you've done this one, you can go check it out. Back to the similarities. Both the Keychron and the Logitech have ergonomic tilting capabilities, Keychron with one extra tilt option. They both offer backlighting and have the capability to connect up to 3 devices simultaneously via Bluetooth or wired if you prefer. And of course, neither the Keychron nor the Logitech discriminates against Mac, Windows, iOS, and Android. So whatever you got, it's gonna work. Even you Linux users out there. As for the battery life, they both have similar sized lithium batteries, which are rechargeable via USB-C. Both keyboards have the ability to remap and customize keys. You can do some really interesting things in the customization, but we'll get more into that later on in the video. Now that we've covered the similarities, let's talk about the differences and maybe we'll be able to identify what sets these keyboards apart. Okay, so price is the most obvious difference, and I already stated at the beginning of the video that the Logitech is more expensive. Here's the current pricing at the time of shooting this video. The Logitech comes in at $200 Canadian and $149 US, whereas the Keychron $158 Canadian and $104 US, so quite a big price difference there. But if you opt out of the hot swappable switch option, then you can get the Keychron K3 Pro for as low as $132 Canadian or $84 US. Again, that's at the time of shooting this video. If you want the current pricing, go check the links down in the description below. You can find all of them there. The Keychron uses Gateron low-profile mechanical switches. Let's have a listen. The Logitech uses an aluminum top case with Kale switches. Again, if you want to hear all of these switches, the reds, blues, and browns for each Keychron and Logitech, go check out my detailed comparison down in the description after this video. They're both fantastic switches. I find the Gaterons to be slightly firmer and the Kales in the Logitech are a little bit softer. Not much, it's very minor. Another thing to note is that Keychron offers one extra switch variant. It's the yellow switch, also known as the banana switch. I am doing a review on this switch right now, so if you want to check that out and the hot swappable switches, then make sure you're subscribed and you'll get notified when that video comes out if you click the bell. Now, the first major difference between these keyboards, aside from the price, is the quality of their keycaps. And I got to give this to Keychron. They have fantastic keycaps. And I got to give this to Keychron. They have fantastic keycaps. They use a double shot PBT keycap, which is durable, comfortable to type on, and it doesn't collect oils. It's fantastic. I wish I could say the same for the Logitech. This thing is an oil magnet. A shine developed almost immediately. I do appreciate Keychron for including a high quality keycap that does enhance the overall typing experience. So this is a good segue into backlighting, because as much as I prefer the Keychron keycaps over the Logitech, you should know that the backlight won't shine through the letters on the double shot PBT keycaps, whereas the Logitech backlight does. That is the trade-off for getting a higher quality keycap, but it's not really an issue for me because I'm never really typing in the dark anyway, but it might be something you want to consider. The Logitech keyboard has this auto sensing feature. It can sense your presence when you approach the keyboard. I have no idea how it works, but it's a really nice touch. And it probably helps with battery life too. Okay, another big difference in the backlighting is the fact that Keychron offers RGB. They both offer white backlighting options, but you can opt for an RGB version with the Keychron, which is the version you need to opt for if you want to get the hot swappable version. We'll talk more about that later. Keychron does offer up to 22 different lighting options and patterns with their RGB backlighting, which is about 21 more options than I'll ever need, but something to consider if you're into that. We mentioned connectivity already. They're basically the same. However, Logitech also offers a USB-A unifying receiver. So that is one more connection option over the Keychron. Okay, battery life. They have a similar battery size, 1550 milliamp hours for the Keychron and 1500 milliamp hours for the Logitech. So that's quite a while. Slightly larger battery in the Keychron. However, it doesn't appear it'll be able to outlast the Logitech. Okay, customizability. Hot swappable switches are a feature only the Keychron K3 Pro offers versus the Logitech here, allowing you to change the switches on your keyboard. This is pretty cool because if you're like me and you want to switch it up once in a while, then you have the ability to do that. You can go to the Keychron website, just buy a switch type that you want. You don't have to buy a whole new keyboard, and then you can swap them out. It is a bit of a laborious process, but it is a nice option. If you do want the hot swappable version, it is an extra $20. That is the highest price point, the $158 that I mentioned earlier. If you don't want the hot swappable version, or the RGB backlight version, you can actually get this keyboard for significantly less than half of the price of the MX Mechanical here. Both the Keychron and Logitech MX Mechanical keyboards have the ability to remap keys using their respective softwares, VIA and Logi options. You can customize your keyboard with dedicated buttons for a calculator, sleep mode, or any function you desire. However, the Logi options software is more user-friendly and has a standout feature called Smart Actions that enables multiple commands to be completed with a single keystroke. It's really cool. I wish I could download Logi options software at work, because every time I log into my work computer, I have to open up 5 or 6 programs right off the bat, and it would be nice to just push a key and they all open up automatically for me. That would be fantastic. However, it would be a little bit cooler if it also remembered the window placement of each application.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
So that feature alone is enough for me to want to pay the extra price for the MX Mechanical. While the Keychron also allows the creation of macros, it seems more suited to a programmer's workflow. Keychron's definition of macros is a series of keys pressed together to perform an action, such as Control-Alt-Delete to lock your PC, or Command-Shift-4 on a Mac to take a screenshot. That's, I guess, what a macro is. Keychron is saying they're giving you the ability to combine all those actions into one keystroke, which could be particularly useful for programmers who rely on macros. On the other hand, Logi Options Smart Actions would be great for the average consumer. Now, I've already stated the conclusion at the beginning of this video, and if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, let me know you made it this far. And to sum it all up again, I think the higher price point comes in with the aluminum deck, that auto sensing backlight, and the Logi options, that fantastic software with the smart actions. That is a really nice feature, which I would pay a little bit more money for, if I'm being honest. However, the Keychron is no slouch either. Like I said, it's a fantastic product. You've got the amazing keycaps, the oil-free keycaps, which is really nice. It makes the keyboard look brand new all the time. And the hot swappable switches, which is a nice customization feature. And the Gateron switches are nice too, slightly firmer. So it really depends what you're looking for. I hope this video helped you get a better idea of which one is going to be better suited for your needs. And if it did, please hit that like button, consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.